Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
What's up, guys, and welcome to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Cynthia, and happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you all are having, continue to have a very strong start to your week, into the midweek, having a fabulous day. I know I'm having a fabulous day. A bit tired, I'm not going to lie. I don't know why. I could not fall asleep last night. But I did take a 2-hour nap today before coming in, so I feel a lot better. But I need to tell y'all about my nail experience because it was definitely one I've never experienced anything like it. So as we all know, or here, at least here in California, the governor has put an order to close, not just gym and fitness centers, but also like nail salons, hair salons. However, he did give the green light to allow these businesses to operate outside, which when I heard that, I thought it was so funny. I was like, what? I'm like, who in their right mind is going to be wanting to get their hair washed and dried outside? Who's going to want to get their nails done outside? Like, how does that even work? Girl, and I saw it for the first time a couple days ago when I went to go get my nails done. I was in need of a fill, and I asked my friends, do you guys know anyone who's doing nails? And the majority of the girls that are doing nails right now, they're private nail technicians. So you go to their house. But the reason why I don't like going to these private nail technicians is because they charge so much. There was this one nail technician I got in contact with, and I DM'd her through Instagram. And in her bio, it said that she required a $10 deposit, which most client-based people, services do anyway. But the deposit is counted towards the total of the service that you end up getting, right? So me and this girl going back and forth in the DMs trying to figure out a date for my appointment. And I'm like, all right, we found one. I was like, the $10 deposit, I asked her, I'm like, the $10 deposit is part of the total for nails, right? That's included for my service. She goes, oh no, that's separate. $10 just to book with me. I said, that's funny. I actually didn't even reply. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not. Nails are already hella expensive right now. I'm not going to pay an extra $10 just to sit in your chair. That's ridiculous. So anyway, that's how my hunt became, trying to find a nail technician, really a nail salon. I was like, I want to go to a salon. I want something simple. I don't need no extra designs. I just need a touch up basically. And my friend recommended me this spot here, and basically the entire nail salon was outdoors. They were doing pedicures outside. People were dipping their feet in buckets, getting their pedicures done. The manicurists had their table set outside with all of their stuff. And honestly, it was, despite it being outside, I had such a pleasant experience. So pleasant that I went out of my way to write a 5-star review on Yelp, which is unlike me to do. Okay. I have to really love or hate your business in order for me to leave a review. And I had such a pleasant experience. The check-in process was really easy. I gave them my name And, everything was under a canopy. So, like, it wasn't like we were, like, out in the sun. Everything was being operated in the shade, which made it a lot cooler. And I got seated right away, which I appreciate. My appointment was at 10 a.m. and they sat me down 10 a.m. on the dot, which I really appreciate. If you are a regular nail salon goer, then you probably know how frustrating and annoying it is when you make an appointment and you get there and they still have you wait. It's like, what's the point of the appointment? So I appreciated that I got seated right away, but they had all hands on deck, y'all. Like I'm pretty sure their entire team was out working. I mean, I give them props, I have so much respect for them. And, they did a really good job on my nails. They're really quick. I was in and out in 40 minutes and I can't complain, even though it was outside, just trying to make a living. They're trying to keep business going, socially distanced and safely, of course, everybody wearing masks. But yeah, like it was an experience like none other, but regardless, I still felt the need to leave them a nice review. They did an excellent job on my nails and I just can't complain, So really pleased with them. And we're not here to talk about my nail experience, right? Even though I was really excited to share with you guys. We are here to talk about nature's most powerful medicinal plants, okay? And I'm going to be sharing with you guys 9 of nature's most powerful medicinal plants and the science behind them, okay? All science-backed, evidence-backed. We're going to be talking about things like Ginkgo, evening primrose oil, flax seed, tea tree oil, turmeric, and so much more. So definitely stay tuned to listen to this discussion of nature and, the power behind these medicinal plants. Today, we live in a time when manufactured medicines and prescriptions prevail, but they do have to be the only approach to healing. Even with all of these engineered options at our fingertips, many people find themselves turning back to the medicinal plants that started it all. Herbal remedies that have the ability to heal and boost physical and mental well-being, which I'm all about. I mean, if you've been listening to me for a while, then you would already know that I personally prefer medicinal alternative medicine, plant-based alternative medicine as opposed to pharmaceutical prescriptions. Again, I'm not bashing on anyone who needs to take prescription drugs or anything like that. It's just a preference. That's all it is. It's a preference. It's not saying that mine is better than you. You feel me? In fact, at the beginning of the 21st century, 11% of the 252 drugs considered basic and essential by the World Health Organization were exclusively of flowering plant origin. Drugs like codeine, quinine, and morphine all contain plant-derived ingredients. While these manufactured drugs have certainly become paramount in our lives, it can be comforting to know that the power of nature is on our side and these herbal choices are available to complement our health practices. But the extent of the power they hold is also still being explored. These alternatives aren't cure-alls and they aren't perfect. Many carry the same risk and side effects as manufactured medicines. Many of them are sold with unfounded promises. However, many herbs and teas offer harmless, subtle ways to improve your health. Pay attention to what the evidence says about each herb's effectiveness as well as potential interactions or safety issues. Avoid using herbs for infants and children and for those who are pregnant and breastfeeding. Most herbs haven't been tested for safety for those who are vulnerable, and trying herbs isn't worth the risk. Just like anything that you try in life, any new therapy, any new treatment, always consult with your doctor first to see if that is the best solution route for you. With this cautionary tale in mind, Choosing the right plant can seem difficult to someone who simply wants to feel better without taking medication. That's why, with the help of specialist Deborah Rose Wilson, we're looking at the most effective and therapeutic plants which have strong scientific evidence to support their safe use. So you guys, we're going to cut into a very brief break, and when we come back, more on nature's most powerful medicinal plants.
Are you looking to learn more about the latest trends from the fitness world? Are you confused by all of the different trends that are out there? The GSMC Fitness Podcast is the place for you. The GSMC Fitness Podcast is the place to come for people of all skill and interest levels. Join us as we explore the latest trends in the fitness world. Does that new exercise really work? Should I try yoga? Whatever your question, chances are good you'll find an answer on the GSMC Fitness Podcast.
Hey guys, and welcome to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. We're continuing along with the conversation about herbs and being cautious of who can take herbs and when to take herbs. Making decisions about herbs along with more traditional medicinal approaches is something you and your healthcare practitioner can address together. At times, Dr. Wilson notes ingesting the plants can have even less risk than taking concentrated manufactured supplements, as there's more risk of contamination of the product with the manufacturer processes. It's a wonderful way to experience their effects and the satisfaction of growing them yourself. Herbs can also be a way to add a needed nutrient. However, both plants and supplements which aren't regulated by the Food and Drug Administration for safety or quality can have questionable dosage and might have a risk of contamination. Keep this in mind before choosing supplements from the shelf. If you'd like to add some medicinal plants to your wellness regimen, Dr. Wilson sifted through the latest studies and provides her own rating system for our list. These plants have the most numerous high-quality studies and are the safer choices among herbal remedies. She marked 0 as unsafe with no research and 5 as completely safe with ample research. Many of these plants are somewhere between 3 and 4 according to Dr. Wilson. So I hope this guide will act as a starting point to those who wish to integrate herbal remedies into their lives and arrive armed with knowledge. As always, speak with your doctor before starting any new health treatment. So the first herbal plant we're going to be discussing is Ginkgo. Ginkgo is rated a 3 out of 5 for safety, and as far as evidence, 3.5 out of 5. So pretty average. As one of the oldest tree species, Ginkgo is also one of the oldest homeopathic plants and a key herb in Chinese medicine. The leaves are used to create capsules, tablets, and extracts, and when dried, can be consumed as a tea. It's perhaps best known for its ability to boost brain health. Studies say that Ginkgo can treat patients with mild to moderate dementia and can slow cognition decline in dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Research is looking into a component that can help diabetes, and there continue to be more studies, including an animal study that says it might influence bone healing. Here's an interesting fact about Ginkgo. The Ginkgo tree is considered a living fossil, which fossils dating from 270 million years ago, and these trees can live up to 3,000 years. So again, Ginkgo could be beneficial for dementia, Alzheimer's disease, eye health, inflammation, diabetes, bone healing, anxiety, and depression. However, with all of that being said, here are some things to consider. Long-term use may increase chance of thyroid and liver cancer, which has been seen in rats. It's known to be hard on the liver, so liver enzymes may need to be monitored. It can interact with blood thinners. Ginkgo seeds are poisonous if ingested. Side effects can include headache, upset stomach, dizziness, and allergic reaction. And ginkgo use needs to be discussed with your doctor before, use because of numerous drug interactions. Now, next medicinal plant that we have is turmeric. I'm a big fan of turmeric. I dedicated an entire episode. I think it's titled The Power of Turmeric. And I take turmeric shots every single day. And as far as safety, amazing. It's used as an herb. It's a 5 out of 5. And as a supplement, it's a 4 out of 5. So safety, very safe to use. Evidence-wise, it's a 3 out of 5. So pretty average. With its brilliant orange hue, it's impossible to miss a bottle of turmeric sitting on a spice shelf. Originating in India, turmeric is believed to have anti-cancer properties and can prevent DNA mutations. As an anti-inflammatory, it can be taken as a supplement, and it's been used topically for people with arthritis who wish to relieve discomfort. It's used worldwide as a cooking ingredient, which makes it a delicious antioxidant-rich addition to many dishes. According to recent research, turmeric is also showing promise as a treatment for a variety of dermatologic diseases and joint arthritis. So here's an interesting fact about turmeric. Turmeric has been used as a medicinal herb for 4,000 years. It's a tentpole of an Indian alternative medicine practice called Ayurveda. So here are some amazing benefits that turmeric could be beneficial for. First one being, it's great for pain caused by inflammatory diseases like arthritis, preventing cancer, stopping DNA mutations, and several skin diseases. Now, here are some things to consider. When used as a supplement, people tend to take too much, so it can be difficult to trust the dosage and quality. Safety increases when ingested as an herb in cooking or tea. Long-term use can potentially cause stomach problems. And turmeric has low bioavailability. Consuming with pepper can help your body absorb more of its benefits. Next, we have evening Primrose Oil. So, as far as safety, topically it is rated a 4.5 out of a 5, so pretty high. And orally, it's rated a 3 out of a 5 in safety. Evidence-wise, 3 out of a 5. The vibrant yellow evening primrose flower produces an oil that's thought to alleviate the symptoms of PMS and skin conditions like eczema. Studies that are available on this oil tend to be all over the map, but there are studies that are stronger than others. For example, some studies have found that evening primrose oil has inflammatory properties. It's been known to help with conditions such as atopic dermatitis and diabetic neuropathy. It can also help with other health concerns such as breast pain. Recent research points to improving the quality of life for patients with multiple sclerosis, changing hormones, and insulin sensitivity in those dealing with polycystic ovary syndrome and using it topically to improve mild dermatitis. According to these studies, evening primrose oil might just be the Swiss Army knife of the medicinal plant world. The caveat is that it can interact with several medications. More research is coming and the applications are promising. So here's an interesting fact regarding evening primrose. Evening primrose flowers are also called moonflowers because they bloom as the sun begins to set. People often say they smell like lemons. Evening primrose oil can be beneficial for PMS symptoms, mild skin conditions, breast pain, menopause, inflammation, diabetic neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, PCOS, and blood pressure. Now, with that being said, here are some things to consider before taking evening primrose. First one being that it interacts with some blood clotting medications. Its safety during pregnancy is uncertain. It may interfere with drug absorption during HIV treatment. It interacts with lithium for bipolar disorder. And its long-term use may not be safe. So again, take everything with caution, all right? Do your research. Consult with the doctor before taking any of these medications, new health treatments. And you guys, we're going to come to a very brief break right now. And when we come back, we're going to move on to our next powerful medicinal plant, and that is flax seed. We'll be right back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. As I mentioned in the previous segment, we are moving on to our next powerful medicinal plant, and that is flaxseed. As far as ratings, safety, it is rated a 4.5 out of a 5. Evidence-wise, science-backed, 3.5 out of 5. Flaxseed, also available as an oil, is one of the safer choices among plant-based dietary supplements. Harvested for thousands of years, today, flaxseed is praised for its antioxidant activity and anti-inflammatory benefits. Although more research needs to be done with human subjects, one study says that flaxseed can help prevent colon cancer. Another study cites that flaxseed has the ability to reduce blood pressure. When consumed, it can even aid in reducing obesity. Many people add flaxseed and flaxseed meal to oatmeal and smoothies, and it's also available in the form of tablets, oil, which can also be put into capsules, and flour. The best way to add flaxseed is through your diet. So I wouldn't really go for the tablets. I would actually put like seeds in oatmeal or smoothies. You can also sprinkle these ground seeds on cereal or salad, cook in hot cereal, stew, homemade breads or smoothies, and you can add flaxseed oil to salad dressing. Flax seeds are one of a handful of plant-based sources for omega-3 fatty acids. Other sources include chia seeds, walnuts, and soybeans. Flaxseed could be beneficial for decreasing obesity, regulating blood pressure, preventing colon cancer, inflammation, and hot flashes. Some things to consider. Flaxseed can affect estrogen production in women, especially if they have a history of cancer or are pregnant. And don't eat raw or unripe flax seeds as they can be toxic. Next powerful medicinal plant we'll be discussing is tea tree oil. So for ratings, as far as safety, it is rated a 4 out of a 5. Evidence-wise, 3 out of 5. The tea tree, which is native to Australia, produces an oil that's long been thought to be beneficial for skin conditions, including mild acne, athlete's foot, small wounds, dandruff, insect bites, and other inflammatory skin conditions. There needs to be further study into acne and scalp use, but for now, there's a degree of research into the antimicrobial superpowers of tea tree oil on wounds and topical infections. One recent study said that tea tree oil slowed the growth of acne-causing microbes. It's commonly used as a highly concentrated essential oil. Dr. Wilson recommends that tea tree oil, as well with all other essential oils, should be diluted in a carrier oil. She adds that it often already comes diluted in a variety of skincare products and creams. Here's an interesting fact about tea tree oil. It's derived from the leaves of a tree that's native to Queensland and New South Wales, Australia. So here are some things that tea tree oil can be beneficial for, such as acne, athlete's foot, cuts, dandruff, and insect bites. Here are some things to consider before using tea tree oil. And that is that tea tree oil is poisonous if taken orally. So don't do it. Your skin could experience an allergic reaction. It may influence hormones. And its long-term use isn't recommended. Next plant we'll be discussing is Echinacea. Echinacea is rated 4.5 out of a 5 for safety and 3.5 out of 5 for evidence. Echinacea is a lot more than those pretty purple cone flowers you see dotting gardens. These blooms have been used for centuries as medicine in the form of teas, juice, and extracts. Today, they can be taken as powders or supplements. The best known use of Echinacea is to shorten symptoms of the common cold, but more studies are needed to verify this benefit and to understand how Echinacea boosts immunity when a virus is present. Generally, save a few potential side effects, Echinacea is relatively safe. Even though it needs more testing, you can always choose to use it if you're hoping to see your cold symptoms end more quickly. Here's an interesting fact about Echinacea. Some of the earliest people to use Echinacea as a medicinal herb were Native Americans. The first archaeological evidence dates back to the 18th century. So it's been around for quite some time. Echinacea could be beneficial for colds, immunity, bronchitis, and upper respiratory infections. So perfect for what we're going through right now, right? During this pandemic, where COVID attacks our respiratory system. Echinacea could be a great thing to use right now during this pandemic, y'all. Here are some things to consider before using. It can be tough on the digestive tract and upset the stomach, and some allergic reactions are possible. Next, we have grape seed extract. Grape seed extract is rated 4.5 out of 5 for safety and 3.5 out of 5 for evidence. For years, grape seed extract, which is available via liquid, tablets, or capsules, has been well established and applauded for its antioxidant activity. It has potent health benefits, including lowering LDL, bad cholesterol, and reducing symptoms of poor circulation in the leg veins. Studies are confirming that regular consumption of grapeseed extract has anti-cancer effects and seems to halt cancer cell growth. Here's an interesting fact. Grapeseed extract contains the same antioxidants found in wine. Interesting. Grapeseed extract can be beneficial for cancer, lowering LDL, bad cholesterol, leg vein circulation, edema, and blood pressure. Now, here are some things to consider before proceeding. You should proceed with caution if you take blood thinners or blood pressure medications, or if you're about to go in for surgery. Also, it may reduce iron absorption. Next, we have another really popular, powerful medicinal plant, and that is lavender. Lavender is rated 4 out of 5 for safety, and evidence-wise, 3.5 out of 5. If you experience anxiety, chances are that someone along the way has recommended that you use lavender essential oil, and for good reason. I use lavender, you guys. For my birthday a couple months ago, my mom bought me a lavender wrap that I can use to go to sleep. So it's basically a lavender neck wrap. And in this neck wrap, there's lavender scented beads in there. And I use it every time when I'm going to take a nap, lay down, go to sleep, just because it relaxes me. It smells great. And I think also having some type of pressure, like falling on my shoulders, helps me to relax. A lot of times we carry a lot of stresses and worries on our necks and our shoulders, and that's what makes it really hard for me to fall asleep, and my anxiety just goes through the roof. This aromatic purple flower has a fairly strong standing among studies which have mainly focused on its anti-anxiety capacities. It's proven to be soothing in a study conducted among dental patients, while another study confirmed that lavender can directly impact mood and cognitive performance. It's also been commended for its sedative properties to help people get much needed sleep, like I just mentioned. Recently, it's been discovered that lavender carries anti-inflammatory benefits as well. It's most effective diluted and applied to the skin or used in aromatherapy, and it has few side effects. Here's an interesting fact about lavender. Lavender was first brought to Provence, France by the Romans 2,000 years ago. Lavender can be beneficial for anxiety, stress, blood pressure, and migraines. Here are some things to consider before using. It can cause skin irritation. It's poisonous if taken orally. And it may disrupt hormones when applied undiluted. So just proceed with caution. Don't take it orally. And always dilute it. So you guys, we're going to cut into a very brief break right now. And when we come back, we're going to be discussing about chamomile.
The GSMC Life and Happiness podcast takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible. Download the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. So moving on to our next powerful medicinal plant is chamomile. For ratings, safety-wise, it is a 4 out of 5. Evidence, 3.5 out of 5. With flowers that resemble small daisies, chamomile is another medicinal plant that's thought to have anti-anxiety properties. Most people know it because it's a popular tea flavor. One review says that over 1 million cups per day are consumed around the world. But it can also be ingested through liquids, capsules, or tablets. I drink a cup of chamomile tea every night before bed. Also, it just helps with my anxiety and just promotes relaxation. The calming powers of chamomile has been frequently studied, including a 2009 study that states chamomile is superior to taking a placebo when treating generalized anxiety disorder. One recent study confirmed it's safe for long-term use, and another recent study looked beyond its use for anxiety and confirmed that it also shows potential in anti-cancer treatments. Here's an interesting fact about chamomile. There are 2 types of chamomile. There's German chamomile, which is an annual that thrives in the Midwest, and a Roman chamomile, which is a perennial that attracts pollinators and smells like apples. Here are some things that chamomile can be beneficial for, which are anxiety, stress, insomnia, and cancer. Here are some things to consider before taking, and that is that it can cause allergic reactions. There have been reports of anaphylaxis, and it can also interact with blood thinners. So you guys, those are the nature's 9 most powerful medicinal plants. Again, I'll quickly go through them. First one we talked about was ginkgo. Then we have turmeric. We have evening primrose oil, flax seed, tea tree oil, echinacea, grape seed extract, lavender, and chamomile. So those are the 9 of nature's most powerful medicinal plants. Again, all science-based, backed. And I want to know in the comments which one is your favorite powerful medicinal plant. Which one do you have experience with? How do you use these plants in terms of your health? And I want to talk about a little bit of Dr. Shelby Deering. She is the doctor who reviewed these products, these plants. She is a lifestyle writer based in Madison, Wisconsin, with a master's degree in journalism. And she specializes in writing about wellness, and for the past 14 years has contributed to national outlets including Prevention, Runner's World, Well and Good, and more. When she's not writing, you'll find her meditating, searching for new organic beauty products, or exploring local trails with her husband and Corgi. So, you guys, those are really all of nature's most powerful medicinal plants. But even better, we're going to dive into 5 calming herbs and spices to fight stress and anxiety. So if you're feeling a bit on edge, bitters can help with that. Crafting bitters from calming herbs and flowers can be an easy and delicious way to naturally de-stress. This soothing bitters is made from 3 natural remedies that have shown promise to produce a calming effect. Lavender is one of the most popular anti-anxiety herbs, and we'll be combining with valerian root and passion flower to make one serious stress-fighting triple threat. Lavender has been shown as beneficial to overall mood, anxiety, and sleep. Passion flower boosts GABA levels in the brain, which promotes relaxation. Passion flower has been shown to ease generalized anxiety with fewer side effects than prescribed sedatives. Valerian root is often paired with the passion flower as it promotes similar calming effects. This herb is commonly used as a sleep aid and, like passion flower, increases the amount of GABA in the brain. While these herbs are generally safe and well tolerated, it's important to do your research and to never combine them with other GABA promoting drugs such as antidepressants and benzodiazepines. So here is the bitters recipe. 1 ounce of dried lavender, 1 teaspoon of dried valerian root, 2 teaspoons of dried passion flower, 1 teaspoon of dried orange peel, half a teaspoon of dried ginger, and 6 ounces of alcohol. And here are the instructions. Combine all of the ingredients in a mason jar and pour alcohol on top. Seal tightly and store the bitters in a cool, dark place. Let the bitters infuse until the desired strength is reached, about 2 to 4 weeks. Shake the jars regularly, about once per day. When ready, strain the bitters through a muslin cheesecloth or coffee filter. Store the strained bitters in an airtight container at room temperature. To use, mix a few drops of this anxiety-fighting bitters into cold or hot tea, sparkling water, or take as a tincture before bed or during moments of increased stress and anxiety. If you want to add a sweet taste to the bitters, we recommend using pure vanilla bean, as sugar is shown to worsen anxiety symptoms. So here's a common question. Are there any concerns or health reasons someone shouldn't be taking these bitters? And the answer by Dr. Catherine Marengo is, don't use bitters as a replacement for any medication, and don't combine with other medications. Herbs have side effects just like medications, so always check with a health professional before beginning a home or natural remedy, especially if pregnant, breastfeeding, and with children. Use an alcohol-free version if alcohol is a concern. Pretty interesting, right? How we're able to use these herbs and it's able to provide us with all of these natural, calming, stress-fighting, anxiety benefits. So you guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode here at the GSMC Health and Wellness Podcast. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you liked what we had to discuss on today's episode about nature's most powerful medicinal plants, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff, because that tremendously helps the show. And I'll catch you guys here for the next one.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Health and Wellness Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network, from movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.